160 kilometres north of Cairns, the sea eagle flies, lies the picturesque coastal settlement of Cooktown. Nestled against the Endeavour River and gazing out over the shimmering coral sea, the town is famous for its rich culture and history and forms part of the traditional Guyamata country. Cooktown is also uniquely positioned in a geographical sense, being located within the vast and remote Cape York Peninsula region, but lying just to the north of the luxuriant wet tropics, with a magnificent Great Barrier Reef lying just offshore. So the greater Cooktown area is home to an outstanding diversity of spectacular landscapes and ecosystems, which in turn are home to a fabulously rich bounty of plant and animal species. This is a realm that features a truly unique mix of tropical nature. Five kilometres south of Cooktown lies Keatings Lagoon, or Mulbabidgee Conservation Park, part of the Annan River catchment. Rich in life and decorated with carpets of water lilies, Mulbabidgee is typical of the freshwater wetlands the peninsula is noted for. One animal that is superbly adapted to water lily habitats is the comb-crested jacana. Their enormously large feet allowing them to deftly walk across the lily pads in the search for small animals and seeds to eat. The birds in the lagoon with the most oddly shaped bills may well be the royal spoonbills. They are certainly one of the busiest. Remarkably, their bills feature small vibration detectors which help the birds locate prey such as fish and crustaceans, even in murky water. The vigorous sweeping about by spoonbills is one of the most unusual feeding methods of all the water birds. Also looking for a feed of a fish or a frog is a Maclay's water snake. Mildly venomous but harmless to humans, these reptiles are not easy to see due to their cryptic habits and cryptic habitat. Of ducks, there are plenty, with the richly coloured wandering whistle duck generally being the most prolific. Named for their shrill whistling call, they feed both on vegetation and small insects and other animals. Much less common spotted whistle duck also favours the wetland habitat here. These birds are only relatively recent arrivals to northern Australia and likely originated from New Guinea or Indonesia. Keatings Lagoon is painted with a rich palette of colours, to which the attractive green pygmy geese contribute superbly with their strikingly patterned plumage. Actually a small species of duck, these attractive birds are usually seen in pairs or small flocks, and couples mate for life. Finding food is no trouble in this healthy ecosystem. The wide-ranging black ducks and very dapper-looking Rajah shell ducks also utilise the lagoon. The latter prefers to feed along the margins and in the shallows of the wetland for molluscs, small animals and plant material. They'll even feed at night. Pied stilts, with their distinctive long pink legs, are another water bird that forages in the shallows. The absolute characters of the lagoon are undoubtedly the magpie geese, with their incessant honking and comical feeding habits. Often congregating in huge flocks, they feed entirely on aquatic plants and grasses. Magpie geese differ from many water birds in having strongly clawed toes and only partially webbed feet, which allows them to perch in trees. Although plentiful across northern Australia, magpie geese are now extinct across most of their former southern range due to overhunting and loss of habitat. While the magpie geese are busy honking and bobbing away, the stealth hunters are also at work. The strikingly painted white-necked herons and snow-white egrets skillfully walk about the shallows, hunting fish and other small animals. The magnificent black-necked storks are an unforgettable sight, as again they stealthily hunt across the shallows. With their long, powerful beaks, they can take anything from fish to snakes. Brolgas and Sarus crane, which have red on their upper necks, generally search for food along the banks and very shallow areas, as well as the nearby woodlands at times. Their long beaks enable them to pry plant roots and tubers from the ground. However, they also feed on small animals. This little pied cormorant, here giving a stork a bit of a fright, catches fish by swimming about, as do these ever-watchful little black cormorants, looking for some fishy action. Darters too hunt underwater, however lacking oil in their feathers, have to dry their wings before they can fly properly. Mulbabidgee is a vital nursery for juvenile barramundi that swim upstream into the lagoon during the wet season to take advantage of the prolific food sources. Flying insects abound across Keatings Lagoon and are skillfully hunted by the highly aerobatic rainbow bee-eaters. These beautifully coloured birds are mainly present during the dry season and move away as the wet season develops. The apex predator of the waterhole is the imposing estuarine crocodile, the world's largest living reptile that can reach a whopping 6 metres or more. Here, in such a healthy habitat, they are assured of a ready food supply, eating anything they can catch and overpower. The riparian forest that bounds Mulbabidgee is also rich with life, with rainbow skinks being the most commonly seen reptile. The tree-climbing lace monitor, Australia's second largest lizard, favours hollows in paperbark trees to shelter in, the most common tree species surrounding the lagoon. By the late dry season, water levels have dropped considerably, concentrating most of the water birds. They will now have to live together until the long-awaited wet season arrives to refresh the country. Moisture is now at such a premium across the landscape that even butterflies are attracted to this crucial freshwater source. Finally, the sweltering heat and humidity is broken with the arrival of the first storms of the wet season, and the relief is palpable. The rain is a trigger for frog activity, with superb banjo frogs and white-lipped tree frogs calling vigorously, with mating tadpoles on their mind. As the rains continue and fill the lagoon, most of the waterbirds leave to take advantage of resources across the broader, refreshed landscape, with many also now breeding. Over the next few months, tropical deluges will regenerate life across the peninsula on a massive scale, completing yet another monsoonal wet-dry cycle. The excellent natural health of Mulbabidgee is largely due to the erection of a pig exclusion fence by South Cape York catchments to prevent the extensive damage these feral animals caused in the past. And Queensland National Parks, who manage the conservation park, previously worked with Gungaard Aboriginal Corporation to construct a walking track and bird hide so that people could better experience this rich tropical wetland. Overall, wonderful collaborations to protect and showcase this fabulous wetland, an important part of the outstanding nature of Cape York Peninsula.